Hi, I'm Heather. Welcome to class. Today we're going to work on postures to strengthen our abdominal muscles.
Before we begin, if you find this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you're notified when a new video is available.
We'll start by lying on our back. Catch the outer edges of the mat with your hands, and as you pull on the mat in the direction of your feet, draw your shoulder blades down the back and extend the legs. Bring the legs together, roll the inner thighs down towards the floor and match the ankle bones, big toe bones. Then feel into the neutral position of your lumbar spine, lower back. It's normal for there to be a little curve there. And when we move on to doing our leg raises, we want to watch that this doesn't lift and push down, lift and push down. As much as possible, we're keeping the pelvis and the spine stable while we articulate the movement of the thigh bones in the hip joint. Again, reinforce that action, pulling on the mat with your hands, draw the shoulder blades down the back, but without puffing the lower ribs up. Raise the right leg up, 90-degree angle to the torso. If your hamstrings are tight, bend the knee slightly, but keep your knee vertically top the ankle. If the hamstrings are amenable, straight knee, push up through the inner foot. And go on rolling shoulder blades down the back and engage the abdominals by drawing the navel in towards the spine, but not flattening the spine down towards the floor. Maintain your neutral lumbar curve, pubis towards the left big toe. Lower the right leg, then raise the left leg. As you raise the left leg, again note that we're only wanting to articulate the movement of the thigh bone in the hip joint, not move the pelvis or the spine. We're maintaining our neutral lumbar curve, not exacerbating it and not flattening it. Can you draw the navel in towards the spine and go on drawing shoulder tips down towards the floor, shoulder blades down the back towards your hips. Press through the inner feet. Lower the leg. Let's bend both knees and stretch both legs up. And as we do so, again, maintain your neutral lumbar curve. You're not flattening the lower back to the floor. Neutral lumbar curve, shoulder blades down the back. And we'll lower the right leg to 45 degrees. Left leg still up. Then raise the right leg and lower the left leg to 45 degrees. Raise the left leg, and as we're moving, again, note your lumbar spine. It's not exacerbated. The lumbar lordosis is not exacerbated. Keep it neutral. Don't push it down to the floor. Lower the leg to 45 degrees and then back up. Left leg to 45 degrees and then back up. Then we'll see if we can go all the way, just hovering above the floor. Right leg down. Just hovering above the floor, not quite touching. Draw the navel back towards the spine, but don't push your spine down. Raise the right leg up and then lower the left leg. Again, if you can manage, bring it all the way, just hovering above the floor. Pull on the mat with your hands, shoulder blades down the back, and raise the leg back up. And then we'll bend the knees, rest the feet on the floor, and allow the abdomen, lower back, hip flexors to relax for a moment. Now we do the same movement, but this time we'll hold a strap in our hands, arms overhead, shoulder width strap, pull on the strap to squeeze the elbow tips in. As you extend the legs along the floor, roll the inner thighs down, match the inner feet, ankle bones, big toe bones in contact, and observe your spine. the lower back and its relative position to the floor. Watch that you're not trying to flatten the lower back, nor are you allowing it to excessively arch up away from the floor. Draw the tailbone to the heels and draw the navel towards the spine. Bend up the right knee. Bring your thigh to the vertical and stretch the leg up straight. Slowly lower the leg. And as we're doing this, be mindful mid-body, not changing it from its neutral position. Bend up the left leg, bring your thigh vertical. The knee is at a right angle. Extend the leg to straight and then slowly lower the leg. We're going to repeat that. And again, be mindful that we're not changing the lumbar spine. Bend the right knee, knees to a right angle. Then stretch the right leg up, press through the inner foot and slowly lower the leg. Bend up the left knee, thigh to the vertical. Stretch the left leg straight and slowly lower the leg. Both legs are dynamic. Let's repeat that one more time. All the while we're pulling on the strap, squeezing the elbow tips in, bend up the right knee, stretch the right leg up straight and we'll hold. Roll the inner left thigh down towards the floor. Engage the deep abdominal muscles by drawing the navel in rather than pushing the navel out and up. Slowly lower the right leg. Bend up the left leg. Straighten that leg. Roll the inner right thigh down. Press through the ball of the big toe, right foot and left foot. Keep engaging the deep abdominal muscles, drawing the navel in and slowly lower the left leg. Let go your strap. Relax the arms, relax the legs for a moment. We're going to challenge ourselves by putting a flat block underneath our sacrum and we'll do some leg raises. As you lie on your back, lift your hips, place the flat block under the back of the pelvis. Catch the outer edges of the mat and draw your shoulder blades down the back towards the hips, but don't go arching and pulling the lumbar away from the floor. Nor are you trying to flatten the lower back. Find that neutral expression of the pelvis and the spine. And as you hold the mat, stretch the legs up to a 90-degree angle. Again, if the hamstrings are tight, you can bend the knees marginally. As we're working here, we want to draw the navel back towards the spine, but sweep the pubis between the thighs to the wall behind the legs. Continue that action of pulling on the mat away from, so the hands are moving away from the shoulders to help draw your shoulder blades down the back. Now lower the right leg so that it comes parallel to the floor. Keep drawing the navel back towards the spine. Maintain your neutral lumbar curve. And inhale, raise the leg up. As you're ready, exhale, lower the left leg, leg coming parallel to the floor. Internally rotate that left thigh. Inhale, raise the leg back up. And let's do both legs. Slowly take the legs just to 45-degree angle. Notice the lumbar spine might want to lift up. Can you keep it neutral? Then raise the legs back up to 90 degrees. Come down again to 45 degrees. Try not to distort the position of the spine. Then raise the legs back up again. And now we'll go once more and we'll see if we can go parallel to the floor. Slowly lower the legs, draw the navel back towards the spine, shoulder blades down the back, Keep the kidney area broad, lower back ribs broad. Then raise the legs back up to 90 degrees and bend the knees, rest the feet down. Remove your block, settle the pelvis down to the floor and relax. Roll over and come to sit. Let's place our block between the legs. If we have the block on its long side, squeeze it between the inner thighs and inner shins, block parallel to the floor. The inner feet can come to touch as we squeeze the block. Reach the fingertips to the floor and lift up the lower back. Rather than letting the tailbone curl under, the lumbar spine dropping, the chest dropping, can you come forward onto the sit bones and draw the lumbar spine in, chest up. Maintain the lift in the chest as you hold the shin bones. Peel the toes up off the floor. Go on squeezing your block and then lift the heels off the floor. As we do that, we still want to stay on the sit bones rather than curling onto the tailbone. Draw the top of the sacrum up and in. Draw the lumbar spine up and in as you lean back enough to lift the heels off the floor. Then engaging the transverse abdominals, draw the navel in towards the spine. Go on squeezing the block and stretch the arms forward. So we're doing a variation of Paripurna Navasana, the boat pose. Catch the shins, replace the feet to the floor and have a rest. Now we'll do without the block. Bring the knees and feet together, hold the shins, lift up the lumbar spine, peel the toes up off the floor, float the heels up off the floor, roll your shoulders back and down. Now catch underneath the thighs, behind the knees, and bring your shin bones up, parallel to the floor. See that you don't change the proximity between the ribs and the thighs. Keep a strong hip flexion, ribs close to the thighs as you raise the shins. Shins parallel to the floor, shoulders roll back and down. Keep breathing. Then stretch the arms forward. Watch you're not dropping your chest. Lift up the chest from the lift in the lumbar spine. Then we can come down, we'll have a rest. As we intend to go further into the pose, we'll use a strap around the balls of the feet. Bring the knees and feet together, place the strap around the balls of the feet, pull on the strap as you lift your chest, and observe that the lift in the chest stems from the lift in the lower back. So as I pull on the strap, I want to roll more onto the sit bones, the front of the sit bones, and I draw the lumbar spine in, chest lifts. Then as I lean back, I maintain the lift of the chest, slowly working the legs towards straight. If the hamstrings are tight, you may need to keep the knees bent, because if you straighten the legs with the hamstrings tight, you're going to pull the body away from the legs and the legs away from the body. As much as you can, keep close proximity between ribs and thighs and ribs. Go on lifting the chest up, look towards the big toes, breathe smoothly. Then if you feel you can let go your strap, then you let go the strap, stretch the arms forward, arms parallel to the floor, maintain the lift in the lumbar spine and the lift in the breastbone. Then we can bend the knees and rest. Now we'll move on to Ardha Navasana, the half boat pose. Stretch the legs forward. Internally rotate your thighs so the inner feet come to touch. Interlock the fingers behind the head and roll the elbows forward. As we come to rest on the back of the pelvis. Curl your tailbone towards the heels. And as you come down towards the back of the pelvis, then float the legs up at about a 30-degree angle. Big toes at eye level. And see, can you prevent the lower back from dropping down? And then we'll come to sit back up. Press the feet down, lift the chest. Interlock the opposite index finger on top. Roll the elbows forward. Slowly curl your tailbone towards the heels. Bring the weight back onto the back of the pelvis as you float the feet up. Big toes at eye level. Internally rotate your thighs. Then come to sit back up, all the way up. Dandasana. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me.